Men of Reddit, what's the hardest thing to explain to women? Why I don't know what the duck my best friend is up to in life, even after hanging out with him all day. I chat with my friend for an hour on the phone. We talk about video games, sports, etc. He's been my friend from high school and we were best men in each other's weddings. So, after the call, my wife says, "What's going on with his family?" I don't know. You didn't talk about his family? Look, I'm sure they're fine. If they weren't he would have told me. Yeah, the whole no news is good news thing. Generally, I'm not interested in talking about things that are 100% status normal. The fact that we can ride in a car with another man for 5 hours and not say a word drives my wife crazy. I drove 400 miles with my father to go see my sister and most of our conversation topics were about when we will stop and eat something and how good our meals were. And there's nothing wrong with that at all. I don't always want to be the one that initiates sex. It makes me feel like a creep. Not even that, but maybe I want to feel wanted and sexy for once. When you say, "Does this outfit look okay?" and we say yes, "You look stunning," and you reply, "Well, you would say that." Half my brain thinks please believe me because you do look stunning, and the other half thinks WTF did you ask me for if you aren't going to believe me? Edit. Thanks for all the replies and upvotes folks. Just woke up and noticed I had many replies. I should add that this was just a generic example. I do tell my wife she's as beautiful. I do say things like yes that color really suits you to try and help put her mind at ease. We've been together for 20 plus years and are really strong together, so she knows I think she's amazing. Some of your replies really made me laugh. Cheers all, have a good day. Yeah, my wife would always say, "You're supposed to say that." And I'm like, "No, you really are beautiful." But, apparently, if a 17-year-old boy compliments her, she'll ride his dick. That we don't know every detail about everyone else in my life. When I mention I hung out with someone my mom will ask my what their wife does for a living, and can't understand that it didn't come up in conversation. I don't even know what my brother does for a living and we're roommates. And they were roommates. Oh my god, they were roommates. That just because I'm quiet in your presence doesn't mean I'm upset. Just means I'm either tired, don't have anything to say, or I'm thinking about something. Or as established in the rest of the comments, it could also mean you're thinking about nothing. Or as pointed out above, I'm thinking of something you probably don't want to hear about. Like who would win in a fight, Thanos or the Witch King of Agma. You can pop a boner without being aroused. You can get a boner, even when you are nervous. Heck, sometimes I can't get a boner when I'm aroused, and sometimes I get one because I'm hungry. Sometimes I'll get a boner due to boredom, like my body just senses it and goes, "Here buddy, play with this." Boners are weird. Here buddy, play with this. Why can I relate to this on literally every level? Sometimes an erection just happens. We don't control the thing. It's a physical response that could literally be from nothing. You can have an erection without being aroused, and you can be aroused without having an erection. I also managed to ejaculate without orgasming. It was more of a this was a huge mistake, and when I thought about it, I just remembered how an octopus squirts ink to escape. Edit. I also didn't have a boner. Why I have peed in my backyard a surprisingly high her words number of times. Yet more reasons to want a backyard. I have to constantly explain to my wife why my 2-year-old son is obsessed with his penis. I have to explain why he always wants to touch it and grab it when his diaper is off. She will never understand why our baby and his father share this habit. It might help if she knew this is normal for some babies. Even girls can get obsessed with touching their vagina vulva. It's body exploration and is completely natural. All they know is it's part of their body. As they get older, we just teach them it's something that they do in private and in their room, but man do they go after those things. I'm sorry she is having trouble understanding. A lot of us aren't great at picking up hints. Edit. Thanks for the silver. Hints are dumb anyway. Some girls really be out here playing 4D ducking chess when dropping hints. Like bro, I'm just trying to date you, not figure out your ducking puzzle of a hint. My guess would be 4D chess players would be even worse than the average guy at picking up on hints. When we say we don't care, we really don't care. Yes, we can have an opinion on something, but when we say we don't care, that means our opinion isn't strong enough to sway us either way on something. I'll learn to say I don't have a preference. That always seems to come across better. When I say I don't have a preference, my girlfriend tends to take it as me saying I don't like either option, and she'll scrap the plans entirely. I actually mean both options sound fine or even good, but I truly don't have a preference between them. That just because I'm a guy doesn't mean I don't care. I've had women talk to me about guys losing their hair. He's a guy, so he doesn't care. I know a lot of guys who hate being bald, or the fact that they are balding and their hair is thinning and hairline is receding. This idea that we don't care or don't care about our looks because we are a guy is ridiculous. I really hate how much hair I've lost. I mean, daily, multiple times a day. Most of us don't get complimented, so if you do give us one, we'll remember it forever. This is also why we're often so bad at taking them. It's not something we used to. How much compliments mean to us. It's a different type of happy when a guy gets complimented. I got like 3 real compliments from people that I take at least a little seriously. Oh, and speaking of compliments, I like your name. Edit. 4 compliments. Edit 2. 5 holy moly. Edit 3. OMG, so many compliments. My anxiety might even let me sleep tonight. That men can sit for hours talking and talk about nothing. And it is really okay to interrupt us from talking for hours about things that we seem to understand but really have no freaking clue whatsoever. We will likely to pick it up again next weekend and continue our discussion. Sometimes we could use a hug. I really want to see if we'll get along well enough to date, but I'm horrible at maintaining a conversation without being too safe or too out there. Edit. Award speech edit type beat. I'm just horrible at maintaining conversations at all. We appreciate women making the first move. Making the first move feels like stepping on eggshells. That sometimes we need personal space, and it has nothing to do with our opinion of you. 1. That I'm simply not clairvoyant. You need to tell me what it is you really want. 2. If you're disappointed in something, say so. I can take it, as long as it's not #1. I'm okay with the classic I'm fine when you're not fine. That's kind of expected. But if you tell me not to call, I'm going to stop calling. If you secretly wanted me to call you, you shouldn't have said literally the opposite. It's not that we are hiding things or we don't want to talk to you, but we actually are just thinking of nothing in particular sometimes. In my case, I'll say nothing, just so I don't have to explain the garbage going on in my brain. Non-specific thoughts about a video game I'm playing, an element of a board game design I'm exploring mentally, a memory of something cringy, how hurt/sad I feel, what I need to do to prepare for work tomorrow, /I forgot to mow the lawn no well all at once, and more. Why we bottle our emotions up. My wife and I lost a dog in our 2nd year of marriage. He was sick for a month, and she was crying softly about it on a daily basis. I was extremely sad, but never cried. Then when they took him away at the vet's office, I cried loudly and uncontrollably for what felt like an hour, probably realistically like 45 seconds though, and just couldn't calm myself down. In the car she said, you know, if you didn't bottle it up and let it out a little at a time, you wouldn't get like that. What she didn't understand at that moment is that for a lot of men, we don't have that middle ground of crying. It's either nothing or everything. A lot of us never learned how to cry in a semi-controlled manner because we never saw a man do that when we were young. I'm 40 years old, and I've never seen my father cry. Not at any of our weddings, not at his parents' funerals, nothing. In other words, I've never had that subconscious model of how a man is supposed to cry and don't have any practice at it. When I try to make myself cry, I can't, whereas my wife can watch any commercial with sick animals, cry quietly for 5 seconds, and then be done with it. This deserves to be way higher. I work in a highly emotional field as a male trauma and mental health support, so I'm an avid tear supporter, but never do I cry myself. Similarly, cried only once in my young adult life alone in my office, when I got a call from my dad saying they put down my childhood dog. My girlfriend always gets mad that I don't cry at things, but more the reason than not is because I don't think I've ever seen a grown man cry. I roll. So how am I supposed to know what it looks like? My dad was cold as ice with all emotion, and I grew up thinking I had to be too. Now I can only thank my education and job for working with emotions, but I still was never taught how to cry like a man. Rate 0, Volume 100, Format 23. We are still a human, so that's mean we have feelings too. So please take care when choosing your words when you're arguing with us. My ex would say horrible things when fighting, then wonder why I was not in the mood to duck her for a few days afterwards. Seriously, I have learned to hate teachers that would teach the sticks and stones rhyme, because the truth is stick and stones can break bones and harsh words will destroy your self-esteem for years, requiring mental counseling, and even then you might never heal. The stick and stones thing works when a 7-year-old calls you a poopy head fart poop face. Not when your spouse says the day I regret most is the day I met you. Also, you're fat. That the reason I shake the gas pump the amount of time I do after I finish pumping gas is the same reason I shake my dick after I pee. Sometimes this is me personally, so I can't say it's common. The struggle not to share emotions isn't as much the worry of backlash from society or friends, etc. It's more just a conflict within ourselves to verbalize and come out with it. I trust my friends with respecting how I feel. I just can't get it out because I'm fighting myself. Edit. I'm glad this has helped some people focus a general feeling into a somewhat coherent thought. I hope someday we all can climb out of this better people. As much as we're seen as sex-crazed pigs, we talk so little about women when we get together for drinks or something like that. And when we do, the topic doesn't last long. Literally can't even remember when was the last time me and my best bud talked about women. We're both single too. Just usually talking about our old friends from school and what they're doing, cars, our jobs, sport, or politics occasionally. The few times that me and guy friends have talked about women outside of hey, I think is cute, you know, if she's available, it's made most of the guys in the group a little uncomfortable, and the guy that brings up the topic has never stuck around my friend groups long. I'm seriously not checking you out every time you walk by in the office. I turn my head for damn near everything that enters my periphery. You're really not that special. This makes me so ducking self-conscious in the gym. Every time someone walks past I look, especially in the mirrors, and I always catch the eye of a girl probably thinking I'm checking her out. I really don't wanna be seen as that creepy guy making girls at the gym uncomfortable. It's literally the last thing I'm thinking about. From a gay dude's perspective, probably explaining that my sexuality doesn't mean I'm an expert on women's beauty stuff. I'll go shopping with you and give you my opinion on outfits, but I'm not some Paris fashion wizard because I get naked with other men. Speaking of which, I can do drag macup. No, Cindy, that does not mean I'll do your macup. Why? It's drag macup. You will look like a clown ducked a Real Housewife. Is that what you want, Cindy? It's drag macup. You will look like a clown ducked a Real Housewife. OMG. One of my wife's friends, who is a lesbian, was getting married. The couple had their macup done by one of their gay friends and posted a picture on Facebook. It looked so over the top, even I could tell it was bad. Fortunately, they got some feedback on it, and their macup at the ceremony was much more tasteful. When we say we need time or space, that's exactly what we need. It's not code for you need to try harder. When you ask me how my day was, or what I did today, nothing in my day usually stands out as special, so I just don't remember. I usually don't remember what I do, I just live. When you ask us what we are thinking about, and we say nothing, it's because we know you don't want to hear about ninja space dinosaurs. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please subscribe to my channel for more curated daily Reddit stories.